Hey everyone, welcome back to my podcast. My name is Meeta, and here with me today I have a new guest called Chris. His name is Christopher Page, and I'm very excited. He's a good, dear friend and knows a lot of things. For starters, he is an ardent practitioner of yoga and breathwork, um, toning, and very excited. He's someone who has awakened his chakras, the seven chakras, the root, the sacral, the abdominal, the heart chakra, the throat chakra, the third eye, and our corona, the crown chakra. But not only that, he has transcended beyond the seven chakras and elevated himself to a different level. Very interesting for me to learn that. And so that's the awakening of chakras. And he is a data scientist, and he wouldn't call himself an economist, but I can say he can do an alchemy with economy, blending of economies and whatnot. So he's currently on this project where he's about to probably influence big way economically with his team, and we shall find that out soon once that materializes. But I present to you Chris.
Thank you.
Thank you for being with me today,
Oh,
Chris.
thank you for having me, Meeta. A pleasure. Thank you so much for the introduction. And again, yes, I do breath work, but I just want you to know a little bit more about me and my sort of my cause and my reason. You know, I'd like to have a reason to get up every day that drives me in life that I can thrive for and work towards. You know, so for that I do sacred breath. Before I get into that, even I'm a family man. I'm co-parenting two little boys. I have two grown children, but the two little boys, and they inspire me to. They're 6 years old and 5 years old, and inspire me to create a new legacy for my life, for them, to leave to them. So I want to, part of my purpose I wake up, I want to make sure I'm being a leader in my community, and I'm conscious person. And I'm also, I spent a lot of time being a community activist by teaching breath work, teaching yoga, and also practicing my Reiki practice in the community. And I've donated my services. I've had consulting services as well. Either way, I contribute to my community wherever I happen to be. And I happen to move from Austin recently. I'm here at my sister's place. It's really beautiful. I'm really glad I'm back to my home state. I was born and raised in Los Angeles, actually Venice Beach, California, and I got a lot of my inspiration out of where I was raised there in Venice Beach and just Los Angeles in general. But so I believe a lot of my inspiration came from especially my mom. She taught me about herbal medicine and how to practice self-care, how to love myself through nutrition, and how to create a healthy body and healthy conscious mind-body connection. My mom taught me those things even without using yoga, just in the way she practiced her life. And then I began to learn yoga through the YMCA and martial arts and just exercise in general as a part of my wellness practice. So I just wanted to say that as an introduction.
How important is that? We talked about, how oxygen and breath is important during our busy lives. Remember how I say, remember to breathe. Krishna says that. We remember to breathe, because in the rush of life, in the hush of the day's activities, we forget to take a nice calm breath. And let's remind ourselves once again that we need to do that and take in our oxygen.
Yeah, it's really important. And for me daily, I practice breath work in the evening before I go to bed, before I retire for the night, and after I've eaten and let my food go down. And so during that time, about an hour before, this little window of opportunity that I'm able to go into the silence of my own body, go in my private room, my private meditation, and begin to listen to my breath and practice and practice having a focus on my chakras particularly on my root chakra, my sacral chakra. Root is the bottom of your chassis. The sacral chakra is just beneath your belly button, the sacral, and then you have the heart. So I focused my breath work and also my throat chakra, but all of my lower chakras, because there's 7 chakras. So I want to practice my connection with them, but I utilize the breath as a way to access that, or even what do you call trigger the breath work through my focus, my mental emotional focus. You know, a lot of times in life, our life gets busy, you know, with work and relationships and your marriage or your significant other, your partner, or whatever it may be, your friends, your circle of influence, family. And so this is a time that I utilize to shut all that out and get into my own self-love and my own silent space in my life. And so I'm able to just sort of practice that over the years, but it's just a day at a time. You know, I go into that practice.
It is,
and I,
yeah, it is a beautiful me time that we all need once a day. We need that, you know, get secluded, aloof from everything for half an hour, 60 minutes, and like I said, take a walk under the sky. Like, we love this sky outdoors, or a silent practice of meditation, breath work, yoga. You know, we have to give ourselves that me time.
yeah, it's really important, very, very important. And so I also utilize technology as well to access certain frequencies that help me meditate. And one of them I use is the 432 hertz tone. You can type in through YouTube or any social media, really TikTok too, as well as Instagram, all of them. 432 hertz. You can put the word toning in there as well. And if you put crystal singing bowls, the crystal bowls will come up, and you'll see perhaps a certified crystal or sound practitioner that's on the YouTube channel. And so I utilize those in order to entrain or bring the mind and the emotions into a meditative state. Mm-hmm. So it helps sort of you calm down from the day, like energy medicine. Mm-hmm. You might type in energy medicine. It's definitely a big keyword on Google or any search engine. So and that's what we're really talking about here. Sound energy or energy medicine is toning.
And you know, so much of energy is being talked about nowadays. Vibrations, you know, how vibes matter. You go to some places and you can feel the dense energy and you don't want to be there. And some places you just don't want to leave. You know, temples do that to me. I feel like not leaving the temples. I just want to be there, calm down for half an hour. Shrines, you know, beautiful places to just sit and meditate. So, yes. And I remember you talking about how to influence people positively around you. Like, I have noticed, I've seen your energy is contagious, the positive vibes. You make everyone laugh a lot.
Yeah.
And so tell us something about that.
Yeah, so I'll tell you, in my work environment for many years, even just going into the work, starting to work as a young, you know, like a young man, you know, with the family, and so I always, you know, I don't like being bored. I like creating excitement everywhere I go, because I really dread being bored in my life, and also I noticed that some people aren't as just excited to live or life, or I always been excited for living my whole life like that. I've been like that my whole life. It's like my personality. Even though I'm an introvert, even though I'm an introvert, but I'm also an extrovert when given the stage and opportunity, as I had in the workplace and work environment with coworkers. So I've always been, even in school, sort of the class clown, always making vibes this way and that way, when maybe not necessarily appropriate, not in a negative way, but just to create positive energy, such as laughter. So I did that in school, and I also did that in the work environment, and it was usually very positive outcomes and bringing good energy into everywhere I worked, you know.
Beautiful. Beautiful. That's and I've seen that. I've noticed that. So very contagious. The laughter that you spread around, lovely. And you were also saying how things can be done effortlessly. does not have to be full of stress. And the
Right.
tagline of my last couple of podcasts has been easy, simple solutions to big scenarios of life, big situations. So, we resonate on that level. Right?
Yeah, we sure do. And I'm just really hearing about it today, right, during this recording here. And it's interesting because many years ago, I was, I had a mastermind alliance group that I met through networking functions. I'm an entrepreneur since I was in my early 20s. So I've had several companies, many companies, mergers and acquisitions, and I know all about finance and structure and chartering companies. And so I had the opportunity to meet, a lot of leaders in the community, because leaders are the ones doing these types of activities, doing the networking functions, sharing their business, what their opportunity is, and then you get to know them personally. And so I've been able to meet, leaders of the community in any different vertical, technology, finance, banking, marketing, and blockchain, social media, and all. So and I got to where am I going with this? Oh yeah, I started to integrate sort of, and I started to meet people in which vibrated just like you and I are like resonating, and so and eventually I got close to several people that I called my friend, and then I had a company that I was founded, and so eventually I invited them to become board members. They came from a mastermind alliance, which is men and women that thought alike, sort of, and then we had same type of values and maybe some desires that we want for the community. So we began to resonate on that, and so pretty soon I wrote a vision and mission statement as well as a business plan, and they became a part of our organization. And so with that, I was able to bring that into the community, that type of leadership.
Isn't that awesome? That's awesome. And easy solutions to big scenarios. Can I add on to that?
Yeah, so I would say, for an example, say you had an idea that you wanted to make an impact to your community. It could be a service or a product that you want to offer. And so I would say, with that, you would want to employ or get advice from professionals or people that you're close to, or if you don't know someone like that are interested in the same subject matter, such as the product or service that you want to offer the community to improve the community, for example. So you would go out to networking functions, meet with people with the same mindset, and begin to perhaps develop a study group with those same like-minded people, and then make it offering maybe online where they can come and join, and meet in person or do it maybe remotely.
Even if it is a couple of hours a week.
Yeah.
That's good.
So this is how I sort of built my network, doing those types of events, those types of activities that would bring us close together, so we can grow and so we can brainstorm, come up with ideas from the brainstorming sessions, write them down, and begin to form companies around around these ideas. So that's kind of like how I took that energy over the years and created manifestations of different organizations.
And it stems from a beautiful idea. You want to spread the good to the community. So
Right.
anything that comes out of it is going to be, after all that churning, is going to be nice, beautiful.
Absolutely. Yes.
Anything else you want to share? Or we keep it for the next time?
Well, in terms of, I just wanted to share that, coming back to the breath work. So I believe what's going to help stir up and begin to make a decision about your life is sort of, say you're in a transition between careers, or say you just sort of bored with what you're doing with your current work. So I would recommend starting a hobby, and just thinking back what I just shared with you about getting other members of the community through networking functions, such as notary clubs or chamber events or convention events in the subject matter that you're interested in. So you would go out and say, develop your idea, so that could become something that you could take action with today. And even if you have a current work situation that you're not necessarily happy with, you don't see yourself 10 years from now being in that same type of work, that perhaps meditation would help you find and navigate meditation, breath work, that silence before you go to sleep. So you would go into the silence and you would hear from yourself.
I think it sort of expedites your thought processes, your conclusions. You arrive at those much faster. When you go into silence, when you meditate a little, you arrive at conclusions. Just like how we get some answers after a good sleep. Yeah.
Absolutely. And you know what helps? And then I really have this thing about, many years, even though I'm a technology professional, I ran a company, I built a company from scratch. It lasted for 20 years. It morphed into other global, international data science, stuff like that, and economics. But still, I keep it simple. I still keep it simple to this day. And in order to increase my passion or to develop new adventures or new platforms to serve the communities in which I serve throughout my international business, I still go into meditation as opposed to Googling something first. Instead of doing research by AI or using external mechanisms or even the public, because really it's the collection of the public information. That's all doing search engine is. The best source of information comes from in the silence that I go into. And I go into the silence and I'm tapping my own chakras. And the chakras I compare to like being, if you heard of the fiber optic dial-up or DSL. And we started out, and that's the speed of technology or the speed of information that's transferring between.
Love that.
And so what happens is dial-up is where maybe someone doesn't meditate at all, and they're really maybe getting slower messages from within. So DSL was a generation where it was a lot faster, but it still was like people were growing and people were like, this is not fast enough. And then fiber came in and it became to like, oh, now everything is good. You got 10G, 5G, 20G. And so I compare that to say sort of going in meditation for the first time and being able to tap into the silence and tap your own chakra energy, which the universe is within, is my belief. And so you're tapping sort of the unlimited potential within your own being that's untapped until you begin to start going into meditation.
And I feel like the next gen's gonna say even optic fiber is not fast enough. And we're gonna need to beam in, beam out. And I am all for it. I'm all for it. We need to beam onto Mars or the moon at least, and come back. Is that too fictitious? I don't think so. We here on this platform are huge believers in possibilities that we can ever keep exploring, and we are huge advocates of simple solutions, simplified solutions to big problems, big scenarios, big achievements, simple solutions. So once again, I want to underline that, and with that we close today. I'm gonna bring Chris in again with some very interesting thoughts. Folks, I know he has a lot to offer to this platform, and we're gonna come back. We're gonna churn up a little more, do more work, and be back with you soon. Till then, see you later. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.